Hi guys and gals, welcome to the CryptoDoctors Sessions. I'm Anje from Crypto Trade Academy, and this is the second edition of our series of presenting various projects in the crypto and blockchain industry. We're initially focused on enterprises that originate in Slovenia, and some time ago we already made an interview with Vasya Weber of Vibrate, an outing into the live music business. You can check it out on our YouTube. But today we're in for something completely different. We're presenting SunContract, an energy sector focused startup, and thus we're having a talk with the main person behind it, Mr. Gregor Novak, co-founder and CEO of SunContract.
Hello.
So first, thanks for taking your time.
Sure.
And well, let's us start at the beginning. Obviously, can you present the project, what it does, and more importantly, what it wants to do in the future?
Yes, actually, SunContract is. We are actually glad to have it because it's a first worldwide retail peer-to-peer energy marketplace. What does it mean? So we all know that we can buy energy, let's say, especially here in Europe. We can buy it from traders, from utilities, but we cannot, let's say, sell or buy from the neighbor. Even they have, let's say, solar power plant, or if they have some production site. So what we wanted to do is just that we actually make an opportunity that people can trade, can sell and buy electricity like other commodities, like we know on the market. Because of the blockchain, because of the possibilities that people can trade, they can also the settlements can be done directly through the blockchain. We know from the Bitcoin, we know from the Ethereum and other blockchains that is possible, and we can trust the blockchain. So blockchain is taking this infrastructure of trust and transparency. So we did it this in the energy sector. So for example, just simply you have a neighbor or you have your somebody on the other side of the country, and you know he has a solar power plant, and you said, okay, I would like to buy energy from you, not from the utility or not from the thermal power plant. You want to be eco, you want to have something to do something for the future. You say yes. Now you can do this. You go to our SunContract platform and you make a deal with the neighbor, your friend, or somebody you don't know, but he has a solar power plant or hydro power plant, and you make a deal for the price, and you use this energy at home. You're living somewhere in the main town, let's say here in Ljubljana. So this is actually the main idea, to have a marketplace. People can meet each other with energy prices, and then the prices, the deals can be done, and also the settlements, the payments can go through the blockchain, and everything is very transparent in the blockchain.
This is obviously relatively ambitious, and you're still a fairly young company. So can you maybe describe at what point of making this happen you are at this moment with SunContract?
Actually, we are coming. Our background came from the energy sector, and I was working in the energy sector for almost 20 years. I saw a lot of different problems or different issues in energy sector. So we wanted to add something to the energy sector, to the people who everybody is using electricity and using energy, to make everything better business models, better for the people, and also better for the environment, because we are very supporting renewables. So coming from the solar, actually, last 10 years we worked. Even more than 10 years, we worked on solar power plants here in Europe, and now this model was upgraded, and SunContract is young. SunContract was actually on the token sale founded last year, finished in August. We raised $2 million, and then we developed in 9 months the platform, and in April this year we went live on the public grid here in European Union in Slovenia to offer the service that people can trade each other, and now we have many customers already they are doing, and now doing a lot of new contracts for the next year. So this is the service is live. We are upgrading, of course, adding new features, new services, and so on. But the main idea, what we promised in the white paper, was already done, was put on the market, and on April this year, and is working, and it will work. So now we are in the stage of growing to the new markets. Now the closest one is Italian, to open Italian market next year. We have already partners, just signed the contract this week with them, and and also working on new other European markets as well.
Can you go a little bit more further into the details of how the blockchain is utilized for your project to work? I mean, in what ways are settlements done, and what are the utilities of your token?
Yeah, this is our token. SNC token is a 100% utility token, and it's used for payments, so for settlements on the platform for all products we have. One main product, of course, is energy. The people can buy energy with the token and or sell. But we on the platform we already have all products, adding products which are in focus on sustainable energy. So people can buy solar power plants, people can buy heat pumps, people can buy IR panels, so for heating. So we and adding new features and new services now in this month or in the next month. So the system is working like this, that people are normally paying in SNC tokens or in euros, depends what do they have, to bringing some euros or SNC tokens to their wallet in the platform. And then from the wallet, everything is converted to SNC tokens, and SNC tokens are then paid directly from the consumer to the producer's wallet. And for that, of course, we are using the Ethereum blockchain, and this is for the settlement part. But we put also to the blockchain also the meters data. So the data of the consumption or production side from the meters we also put to the blockchain. So this nobody do this up to now that we know. And we put meters data, and according to the meters data the settlements are done. So because we know the matches, how much was matched to each other, and then according to the data agreed to the contracts, the settlements are done. And these settlements are done daily. So the payments are going each day. So that's very, very transparent and very, very good for, especially for sellers. They get payments each day. Up to now they waited for 45 to 60 days to get paid. Now they are getting paid in one day. They wait just one day.
And if I understand correctly, they get paid in SNC tokens, and they can give how is liquidity provided for them to be converted into euros?
Yeah, then they can decide if they want to get paid out with euros. They can convert it to euros. They can convert it each day, or they can convert up to them, or they can send SNC tokens to some exchanges. We are on the 6, 7, 8 exchanges right now worldwide, and they can convert to euros, or they can convert it on the platform, and then the platform they get paid out in euros.
The obvious question that you probably got asked when you pitched this project, as well as probably later, is why is this project in need of a blockchain? I mean, I imagine that this could work on a centralized server as well, especially with certain backups and stuff. What's the main thing that sort of calls for a decentralized network to be utilized?
Actually, here are few things. Our main aim was to remove an intermediate. if you have a centralized system, somebody should manage the centralized system, and you have to trust this person. We have now utilities, we trust, and usually what we get, if we have centralized system and utility in between, you don't have a transparency. You don't know, let's say your electricity bill provider, how much they pay for electricity, you don't know. You just know the price, what you get from them, and it's done. So in our case, you know exactly from who you're buying and in what price, and you can decide price without SunContract. SunContract is not intermediate regarding the price. So you decide with him, if you're trading with him, the price, and you do the contract. So that's why we actually put blockchain instead of utility. Because we know the blockchain is bringing us transparency and trust. We can trust blockchain, we trust Bitcoin network, we trust Ethereum network, so we can trust it. So you know, if you do a contract with him, you can trust, and you don't need us in a way that you need to trust us, and then that we showing you the real data. So you can see data and you can trust, and the payments going directly. So that's why we needed blockchain, and that's why we put all settlements are done with SNC tokens, not with euros. Because with euros we cannot bring them in that way onto the blockchain and make a transparency. So we are doing everything with utility token SNC, and also we're putting the meters data to the blockchain. So we upgraded blockchain explorer, which is now showing also the utility meters data and settlements data, and people can actually track if what they agreed is really also settled.
Well, last year Ethereum was sort of the weapon of choice for most ICOs, also because crowdfunding can be done very elegantly on it. But nevertheless, Ethereum is still in a very early phase, and it can get, for example, blocked very quickly in case of network being actually used. So what's the relationship between your product and the Ethereum network concerning the future, for example?
Yeah, we did due diligence regarding the different blockchains, and of course we used Ethereum blockchain for the token sale. But for our solution, we checked different technologies, different blockchains, Hyperledger, Ethereum, and so on. Yes, we need smart contracts, so that's why we were looking for such a solution, and we found a few things. One is that Ethereum is the most developed blockchain regarding the maturity, and has the biggest community behind, which is actually caring about development. And those arguments were actually the main arguments. We also chosen Ethereum as our main product. So our structure is that we are using public Ethereum for the settlements, for the people who are bringing SNC to the platform or going out to their wallets. And for the project itself, internally, we have a fork of Ethereum, and we do it in a permission-based way. We are running it in a permission-based way, so that we get faster transactions and then more throughput, and of course we don't need to pay as much, let's say we don't pay the gas like would be on the public Ethereum. So actually we are focused on a way that we will use this Ethereum public way with all upgrades which are coming with Ethereum, but until then we did a fork of Ethereum for some contract projects and for the meters data and those. So, but for the settlements to go to the customer's wallet and so on, then we are using, of course, a public way.
That's actually where I wanted to go, is that Ethereum will be having major technological upgrades, not in the coming years. Not anytime soon, obviously, but the Rider network and Plasma are things that may happen sometime in the future. And in what ways are you developing your product that will be able to utilize these further technological possibilities offered by the network?
We are waiting for we are waiting for Plasma. We are waiting for that, and actually we are waiting kind of side chains. When those side chains will be possible, and the meaning of the side chains is that you can put more data in it and you don't pay so much gas for that. And then we plan to put everything to the public blockchain. When will be technologically and the performance side, and of course the cost side, acceptable. Until then, we are doing with the solution. Maybe we will need still 1 or 2 years to be on that solution, which is working perfectly. It's sufficient and it's working okay, and be on a way that we using permission-based Ethereum for the platform and then for the public one like this.
Okay, we can return now back to the sort of business side, and I can understand the logic behind your project, but that doesn't suffice for a project to actually be successful on the wider market. So what are actually the incentives for the wider public to start using your product, and what's sort of the main idea that will drive the penetration into the existing entrenched markets?
According to this experience we have now from April, and especially now for the next year, because now we are signing a yearly contract for the next year with bigger customers, with companies mostly. Is that they are when they understand what we are doing, they see that they get flexibility. They get a flexibility. They are not fixed with the price for whole year. They are fixed with some price, kind of hedge price, some certain level they get from us, and the rest they can optimize later on. Because now this year we faced in energy sector from March to up to now up to 70% increase of energy price on the European market. So the increase was huge, really huge, and actually for some customers this will almost double the costs they have for the electricity, and that's a big concern from them. So in our situation is that we offer them this price now, let's say competitive with others, but it can happen that maybe in the next 6 months or something the price will go down for, let's say, 30%, 20%. With SunContract they can get this 20% lower price. Then later on they have possibilities to catch this price down. With others on the market they don't have. They are hedged for 1 year, the fixed price at least. So this is one big advantage we have on the market, and people and companies are very, very interesting for that. So this is one major driver. We see that we have services that nobody else have.
And you got a team that's relatively big working on the project, but if you want to enter the European market or even go further, you probably need partners to make this happen. What type of partners in the industry do you need to make this happen, and which ones do you already have?
Yes, we already have partners for Italian market. We signed this week with them. And we found in Italy partners from the solar industry, from the solar installers. Like we are looking for SMEs. We are not looking for the, let's say, really huge companies. We can also work with huge companies, but we are not focused on them, because usually the time to market with huge companies is long. This is according to my experience, also from the energy sector. So that's why we are looking for more flexible companies, and those flexible companies, they get added value, they get new services, they can offer just them, and this is a huge opportunity for them. So in Italy we found such a partners. We're also looking partners, yes, for different European markets. We already talking with in some countries with those companies, but of course it takes some time to confirm the partners and then sign an agreement with them. So, but yes, if we want to go on different European markets, we are actually not limited just to Europe. We are also talking with South American partners. In South America is a huge interest for SunContract also. Yes, but we need partners that help us on the local market and local legal stuff and local many things they have to do. That is, and in the end, there's a legal service on this country, because we know that energy sector is highly regulated, really highly regulated, and it's even harder sometimes than to go to the bank sector or the finance sector. So that's why a lot of legal stuff is needed.
A big part of the current cryptocurrency and blockchain industry is actually speculation on the future price of tokens. Basically, the idea behind many ICOs is that if a certain service gets wider adoption, the price of token is supposed to go up. So can you maybe just explain, is there a similar logic at work in SunContract, and how approximately does it work?
I cannot speculate the price of the SSC
not
token,
the price,
of course.
But
the logic is clear. We issued the tokens, and this was the final number of tokens, 122 million and something, and this is done. So the tokens are limited to that number, cannot be issued anymore anytime in the future. So that means that more of users are using this token, or more of users are holding this token. They need it, let's say, to work on the platform or some other reasons. The higher should be the value. That's no other options according to the economic law, because this is because we cannot issue new tokens, or nobody can issue new tokens, like we know in the finance sector, that the fiat currency, that the central banks are issuing new tokens later on. So that's why we see our logic is simple. More users are using this token, more users we bring to the platform, more users are paying electricity or buying solar power plants and so on with this token. More holders of the token we have, and of course this should be influence on the price up.
Well, to maybe just move into put things into a more general perspective, as you probably noticed, the market hasn't been very friendly to various utility tokens, and there's two things that I'd like to ask you. One is, what's your take on the market of tokens? How many of them, from your perspective, are actually going to be used? And the other is, what are the legal frameworks that should be or are being put in place regarding, for example, your token?
The tokens, these tokens were a lot of them issued because of the token sale, and that's, of course, it depends on the successful of the development of the platforms. And like all startups, I think the percentage will be here in the blockchain similar with the startups. It is, let's say, success 10%, 5% in the end. I don't expect here anything differently about that. So, but for us, we want to be on those 5%, and of course, we already showed the platform and we did development for that. So this is, I think, regarding the tokens, and of course, also some tokens, if there will no use, no platform will go out of the space. So that is one thing. I think. Second question, what is it?
What are things that, in what ways will the legal framework that will probably be put in place implicate your token?
We actually would like to have more legal framework, also for the utility tokens, and later on we think will come also for the security tokens. Some countries are already doing this. We also here in Slovenia did a lot of things together with other crypto companies or blockchain companies and suggested to the government. And
what, for example?
Regarding the taxation, regarding the token sale and so on. So it was some suggestion, and we see that actually the tax office and some other offices, they understand it now much better, and the legal documents they are putting and actually defining the tokens is pretty good actually. The biggest concern was that they would not understand that. You know, if they don't understand, that can then put something on legislation which is but they are not. They are actually doing pretty well. We have of course, some suggestions even to change, but some things they put were pretty straight on that way. And I see this also in Europe Union. Europe Commission did in some step forward. France did something they would like to put more legislative way, and also framework, and even the tokens can be registered and get some additional value for that. Also on the bank side, the bank should open the bank account for those startups and so on. So Malta, we know, did framework for tokens, and Estonia. So also Slovenia did something, and okay, Switzerland and so on. So we see, and we think now in next maybe year or two, these frameworks will be more, also Europe Union, more defined. This means just more security for us who are already working in this sector, that will less uncertainties from the legislative point of view, and of course also more security for the crypto supporters. They are buying the tokens. They will be more clearly what actually are the requirements and also the obligations for somebody who is issuing the token. So I think some level of the legislation is good, but too regulated stuff then is for sure is killing the market and killing the innovations here. So I think the European Union is going in the right way, that is putting minimum legislation needed.
Well, to end this discussion, let us venture more into our territory of the Crypto Trade Academy, which is basically trying to predict where the markets, the crypto markets may be heading. And even though you're doing something completely else with your company, nevertheless you probably have some opinion on what's the current course the market is due to take.
Yeah, maybe first I can say that we all in economics, we see the ups and downs, and also that if you look in the shares going ups and downs. In cryptos, these ups and downs are just 10 times faster. It means you can have ups and downs in 1 year, twice if you wanna, but let's say in the stock market, you can have it, let's say in 3 years, 4 years, ups and downs. So that's just this. So, but I think now we are pretty down regarding to the last year, and I'm personally expecting that, yeah, also the price of the Bitcoin and also the other tokens, which are certainly related to the Bitcoin, we see very much anyway, will maybe go down for something more, but then rise, go up for so much. So because you know, after the rain, the sunshine is coming, and here I think is the same, and after the sunshine, the rain is coming. So this is now, I think we are in the rain season for 6, 7, 8 months already. So should come also the sunny season.
Well, I think we'll cap it off with this. So thank you, Gregor, again for this interesting talk, and also thanks to the viewers who remained with us.
Okay.
So do check out our website, CryptoTradeAcademy.com. Also check out our blog where we post crypto market insights, tips, and also interviews such as this one. And finally, find us on Twitter @CryptoDoctors. Take care, folks.
Take care. Bye bye.